there is a video, but it hasn't been shown because it's too grisly. But this man was running and jumping and screaming in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. We know that the attacker was 31 or 32 years old. The reports vary on that. We know that there are 6 people in critical condition, including 4 children under the age of 4. The youngest is 22 months old, and there's one 3-year-old. There is a video, but it hasn't been shown because it's too grisly. But this man was running and jumping and screaming in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. He has political asylum in Sweden and arrived in the Annecy area last autumn. He's been a homeless man. He applied for political asylum in France as well, but could not be granted it because he already had it in Sweden. Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne says he has a daughter who's 3 years old, in other words, the age of the children he was attacking.
We understand there is a Briton amongst the victims.
Yes, there is a British child. We don't know I believe it's a boy. We don't know his name. As we heard James Cleverly there, the Foreign Secretary, there are British consular officers on their way to Annecy to try to comfort the family, to be with the family of this British child.
And where did this take place in Annecy? I mean, I've been there. It's a beautiful town with a beautiful lake. Whereabouts?
Right next to the lake. It's a park between the lake and the center of town. There's a playground there. There were slides. Some of the victims were actually in pushchairs, in buggies. And one of the wounded was wounded by a police officer who was firing at the assailant but missed. He's apparently fairly lightly wounded.
And what has the President Macron said about the incident?
President Macron called it absolute cowardice. He said the nation is shocked. Our thoughts are with the victims and their families. He's been relatively quiet. The Prime Minister Borne and the Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin have taken the lead in this. The Rassemblement National, the extreme right-wing Marine Le Pen's party, have been pretty vociferous. She just made one comment about horror, absolute horror. But her underlings, her deputies in the National Assembly, have been saying things like immigration is killing us. These people shouldn't be here. This sort of thing. There's a lot of talk about, the government being impotent to keep people safe, to keep our children safe. But one does wonder, how can you police a public park? How can you stop a man with? This was a little folding knife they're called opinel, which is the sort of knife that you take on a picnic to cut apples or sausages, that sort of thing. So,
iconic French brand.
Exactly.
The French police, however, have been saying that there is no terrorist motivation.
That's right. I mean, terrorist, of course, being a code word for Muslim or jihadist. The fact that he appears to be a Christian seems to make that not the case. It really does sound like a mental case, although no one is saying that. And although the authorities have said that he has no psychiatric or criminal record.
Finally, there have been a number of incidents involving individuals going on killing sprees in France, haven't there?
Yes, and between 2015 and 2019, it was a very frequent occurrence. There were massacres. The night of the Bataclan, November 13th of 2016, there were 130 people killed in the Paris area. In Nice, in that summer before that, there were, I think it was 86 people killed on the Promenade des Anglais. So it's something that France, well, you never get accustomed to it, actually. And it had been quite peaceful and quiet until today.
Laura Marlowe of the Irish Times, thank you for joining us. Now,